Morning, guys. It is a balmy 11 degrees out this morning here in excuse me, the outskirts of Alameda, Kansas. You're gonna get a twofer today. We are gonna talk about a tractor I brought in earlier this week or over the weekend. I don't know what day it is. And then we're gonna go retrieve a tractor and maybe something else if I can get them both on the trailer. But the first tractor we're gonna look at today came from down near Logan, Kansas. Is a one family owned tractor. The guy I got it from, his dad bought it on his brother's estate sale after his brother passed away. They used it for a long time around their farm until the 3-point quit working. I guess they're using it to mow and whatnot. And, you know, on this kind of tractor, it's a pretty common failure point. But the tractor, the original owner bought it new in Alameda at Shorts Hardware. So right off, you guys know it's a Massey. Okay, well, this tractor is a 1956 model, and in that time, Massey, Harris, and Ferguson were going through their merger or buyout or whatever it is. I'm not that well versed in it. But this tractor was actually available for a little while in 3 different brand names: Massey Harris, Ferguson, and Massey Ferguson. And Massey Harris and Massey Ferguson, it was the 50. In Ferguson, it was the F40. The one we got here is Massey Harris 50, 1956 model. Spent its life down around the Logan, Kansas area its whole life. Sorry, my pickup's gonna idle, but it's cold out. I mean, it's sat outside a good part of its life. It kind of looks like a typical Massey that's been outside. But pretty damn straight tractor overall. Has some dents here in the front, but those are pretty normal and regular on these tractors, just mowing and whatnot. But the grill's really nice, hood's nice. The Massey Harris tractor specifically had a scallop in the hood here. The Fergusons and the Massey Fergusons did not have, so that's your quickest indicator if you can't read Massey Harris on the side or there's no serial tag. Motor is currently stuck, but we can deal with that. We're getting pretty good at loosening up stuck motors. Rear tires are pretty good Firestone Field and Roads on the back. They've sat in one spot for a little while, unfortunately, but 14 9/28, a little bit of rust around the valve stem, but nothing too bad. Seat cover's gone. Massey Harris 50, it's a 1956 model. So it's 1,271.6 hours. Who knows? It could be original. Inside of the gas tank looks really good on it. The problem currently it has is the steering wheel is stuck and the shifter is stuck too. But since it's a high transmission, a double stick, I can get it neutral, and I was able to winch it on the trailer. When we pulled it, I actually had to pull off the far corner of the tractor and spin it around with my winch, and then I was able to get it straight and drag it on, and I would use the turning brakes to get myself there. These aren't too bad to go through the hydraulic system on. You just pull the top cover, the rock shaft out, and kind of start from there. So that's probably what's going to have to end up happening with this one. Not a lot of paint left, but you know, it's a cool old thing. Love the Firestone Field and Roads on it. Really not that beat, and it'll be a fun one to bring back to life, I hope. I'll probably leave it looking just like this, because yeah, need to track down a hood ornament for it, because that's got a wing broke off. No big deal there, but she's a pretty good appearing old thing. Just you find a lot of Massey Ferguson 50s. You find even less Massey Harris 50s. There was quite a few Massey Harris dealers that sold them, but the hard ones to find are the Ferguson F40s. Those are a challenge. I've seen a couple at shows, but I've never really had the opportunity to buy one. But you know, as per usual, I rarely pass at the opportunity to buy a local tractor sold new. So that's kind of the deal there, and that's why that one's here. But now I already got a trailer hooked on back there. We're gonna buzz down to south of Waukene, Kansas, and grab the next part of the day. So next time you see me, we should be there. Realized my camera audio did not work. I made some joke here about there being a heat wave and it now being 15 degrees and it's still snowing. And then here shortly I show you the tractor that we're going to work on that had been sitting there for the better part of 25 years based on given knowledge. So here you go. There you have it. Case 930. And now I warned you guys that my pickup was going to be idling, which doesn't matter because you can't hear it. But what we're looking at, case 930, with number one, a lot of weights hanging off the front of it. Big old case wheel weight bolted to the front. Yeah, walking around it, cab's pretty shot, got bullet holes in it, very nice. Somebody used it for target practice. Inside of the cab, not any better. Seats are Ford. Scary old building. Flat tire. But yeah, we keep walking around this thing. Windshield's broke out of it. It's all here and complete at least, so we can make it run, I would think. By my indications, the motor's currently stuck from sitting. We'll have to dig into that more. When we go to move this thing, I'm going to leave the baler behind and come back for it. So we will have to pull a hitch pin when we unhook from it and uncouple the hydraulics and block up the tongue of the baler and just drag the tractor ahead. That's kind of the plan. Baler's a 241 big roll IH baler. Don't see a lot of them. They were not a good baler. And that's probably why we don't see very many of them. But the tractor on the front, we're going to walk around the front of it here, has a rather interesting axle extension on it. So it sits wide to the left. Those are case factory weights there on the front, which is cool. Big weight again. But yeah, you see how much that axle is stubbed over to the left, like a full 12 inches. Not sure why. It wouldn't have worked for one-way guidance because the other side's the one that's in the furrow. So if you got ideas, chime in. Maybe it helped turning radius. I do not know. But yeah, as you can see, 4 flat tires. So pray to the tire gods that I can air them up. I mean, I know now, but whatever. No extra stuff in the oil there. Just black. Black is my soul. Oh wait, what soul? I'm a ginger. Yeah, looking for serial number, not finding it. I find it eventually. More case. Would you just look at it? But yeah, gonna have to uncouple that PTO shaft, maybe, or just pull it ahead and let the shaft slide out. As you can see, hitch is in the ground, so finding the hitch pin is rather hard at that point in time. And it's also froze down. Fun stuff. But yeah, here's your IH 241 big roll baler. These were made 74 to 79, so it would have looked real good behind a 1066 probably. I've only ever seen a few of these balers, and I don't know. They're not real popular. They did not make very good bales, from what I was told. So, and I would hate to think about having to run this baler behind that tractor. So, I don't know. But yeah, you can see that fender's not straight. There's that Ford seat again. Piece of glass falling out of the cab. But I think at this point in time, we're going to start laying out air hose. And here shortly, you will have audio again and won't have to listen to my crappy voiceover. We are succeeding, thankfully. Took a little while, but all 4 tires on the tractor are up and holding air. Baler tires actually held air too, but I decided I'm not dealing with the baler today. I could drag them on together, but not pushing my luck today. It is cold enough out, and I got things to do at home, like watch heifers that are trying to calve and things like that. So I guess the next step here will be to find a block or piece of wood. I think I can figure that out. And set it underneath the baler tongue here. I got the hydraulic shafts unhooked, hitch pins out, PTO shaft. I got to slide part of the way, but couldn't get it to go any further. So we're just gonna let it slide itself apart as we pull ahead. Now, I do need to pull this on my pickup backwards because of how wide it is across the back end. I think it's probably my best bet. Should probably take a couple measurements here and make sure that is the right way. But if we're gonna do that, I'm gonna go and turn my pickup around, get it facing the hell out of here, or at least the trailer out of here, and then we'll hook a tow strap from this guy to my pickup, drag it that way, and then we'll pull the tractor on the trailer backwards, and then we just leave once it's chained down. The only complication here is that offset front tire, but it tracks with the rear tires I see, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, trying to find a block, and then probably set you guys up as we pull ahead. Well, you guys saw it. It moved, but we got a problem here. I got a brake that's locked up, left rear, and it's gonna winch on the trailer hard. I mean, real hard, almost to the point it might not make it on that trailer if that is locked up. So, I've dealt with this before, and I'm pretty sure I can come in here and just loosen these bolts up. It's 3/4 inch head, and tap on this with the hammer and get it to pop, the housing to pop wide, and it should free up the brakes. Should, because it opened that disc or drum or whatever the hell it is in there up wider, and it shouldn't be stuck anymore. So we're gonna go grab a wrench or a ratchet in the socket and pop that loose, hopefully. Okay, there you see it's already got a gap starting to open up right there. So we'll tap on this some. Might have to loosen up the bolts a little bit more, but I would be willing to bet that is probably enough. A gap on this thing to get us out of here, I hope. Well, you guys kind of fell over But that wheel didn't roll yet. So, damn. Guess next thing, we can try to loosen that up more and just take the whole damn thing off, maybe. That's kind of the next best bet I've got. And maybe pulling it backwards onto the trailer would jar it free too, just because it's pulling the opposite direction. I've had that work on semis before too. If you can pull it backwards, it helps. But we'll take the rest of those bolts loose and see if we can just pull that whole cover off and go from there, I guess. I don't know. That's about all I can do. Woohoo! It turns free. Hopefully now, since I've taken it backwards, it'll go forwards when I get home to unload. We can always just drag the sucker off too. But I took all the bolts out of that guy, and I mean, it's just hanging here free now. But something on that, yeah, something in here. Pretty rusted up, but shouldn't be now that that's pulled loose off there. So not necessarily the right way to go about this, but today when you're an hour and a half from home, that's how you do this. I don't know. Who needs brakes anyway? I mean, these things had terrible brakes to begin with, but we're gonna drag this thing over towards the trailer. Honestly, might just back the trailer up to it. Turns pretty hard, that front axle. Not really sure why. Steering wheel turns hard. Could just be the U-joints or whatever. Yeah, the steering gear could be harsh. That could be stuck. The other spindle could be stuck. I don't know. Need to crawl around on that side of the fuel tank there and get the serial number, so we know what year this is too. Because interestingly enough, up until 2 days ago, I had a late 930 Western Special at home. That's 66, that one was a 67. Then I also had a 66 930 standard that was a Comfort King. And then I would have had this guy that was a 930 rear seated non-Comfort King. But I actually had a guy come in and traded in a 900 case, which is actually real similar to this guy, for the Western Special Comfort King. And so we'll have a couple of different iterations of 900s and 930s at home either way. Just wish I still had the other one at home, because then we'd have all 4 types of the 900, 930 case tractors at home. Okay, got the winch laid out. Just need to flip my ramps over here. Got myself what I think is pretty well centered. We'll look. Yep, we're dead center. This I don't think is going to squeeze between the fenders at all, so we'll just have to go up and over them. And probably once we get back there, this tire here will be up on a fender, and then that one will be down. But since I have a wireless remote, I should be able to sit in the cab and steer and run the remote kind of sort of all at the same time. But that's the plan. We'll get ramps flipped, chain hooked on, and have some fun. Success. It's on there. It's not on there perfect, but it is where I usually set a tractor. Just set the rear axle. When I'm pulling on backwards, I set the rear axle just so it comes down off my drive over fenders, generally. Not quite perfectly centered, but that's how it goes with drive over fenders sometimes. And I got that tire up on the fender, but it shouldn't hurt anything. It's a stout fender. But yeah, the old offset front end, that really sure messes the guy up trying to get one up on there. Still haven't figured out, maybe for one ways or something is the reason they did that. But you know, that tire would have been down in the furrow, so that kind of would have been your guidance side. So I don't know why they would have, or it would have kind of steered itself if you were in furrow. So I don't quite understand why that one is out wider at all. I was sitting here thinking about how terrible this would be on a round baler, because you have to stop and put that in reverse every time and back up, and those don't shift nice at all. I mean, they don't. They're meant to go forward, not go forward and backwards, forward and backwards. So that really would have sucked pulling around baler. And so I don't know what the thought process was there, but I'm sure somebody can tell me in the comments. But we'll come back for this baler. It'll look cool behind something. I don't think it'll ever make a bale again, but kind of different. I mean, real different. You don't run into a ton of these. I've seen a couple of them. Watched one sell by Radium, Kansas a few years ago that was really, really nice. Pair of brothers had. I think Car Auction did that sale, and it sold good, but it was a nice baler. That one, not really a nice baler anymore. Cool, kind of yard art, if nothing. So, time to throw chains, flip the ramps, and I'm about 15 minutes south of Joaquin, so I think we'll stop at McDonald's for lunch, get some chicken McNuggets, Dr. Pepper, Coke, some fries. Well, we're chained down. Got about an hour and a half home, not too bad. I'm a little winded from all that, wearing all these extra clothes because it's cold. And the fact that it is cold makes it hard on a guy, but there she is. Pretty good looking old girl. Fenders aren't perfect. Cab's pretty junk, unfortunately. Wish the cab was nicer. It is a full vision cab after looking a little deeper, but we'll be back for that later on. But she's on deck. This one's got a PTO, which that'd be the first 900 or 930 I've had a PTO. For some weird reason, all of mine have been bareback. But yeah, we'll give the old Mega Cat a workout and get the heck out of here. Yeehaw. Well guys, about an hour, 45 minutes later, we have made it back. Nothing interesting to report. I set the cruise at like 67 and just walked home. No big deal. Just, you know, a little bouncy. I took a shortcut on the way home, and they were pulling the road ditches in on a dirt road, so that was rough for about 6 miles, but about ready to pull into the lot, and we'll see about unchaining and getting this girl down off the deck. We're here. Well guys, tractor's unloaded. You saw that just a second ago. I'm sure that was exciting to see. I decided I needed to run to the farm real quick before I film the outro to this video and check heifers, because we have some heifers that are supposed to be starting to calve right now. Have a couple looking close, but nothing, we don't have new life on dirt yet. Let's go with that. So we'll do the final walk around of this Case 930 and then call her a day and go pick up my kids from daycare and hide in my recliner where it's warm the rest of the day. Yeah. Here she is, 1961 model after looking at the serial number. Fairly good appearing straight tractor. Fenders are a little bent up on the back. Cab, unfortunately, very shot, I would say. I mean, it's all there except the back door and a few pieces of glass. But a lot of the glass is junk, and it's literally been shot at. I mean, there are actual BB marks in this cab. So, shot and shot at. Need to see about getting the motor loose, or I don't know if it's stuck, but need to probably figure out a way to soak cylinders, which means pulling injectors, and then I could actually stand to probably soak that injector pump too. While we're at it, I will have to probably reassemble that brake at some point in time. Tires all the way around are pretty gone. That one aired up but is back flat now. That one's holding air, but you can see it's not long for this world. There's that messed up fender. Cab just isn't much. The AC evaporator just hanging out right there is really funny, and the gauges on it are pretty darn nice overall. There's the jack for the baler. That's cool. Still dual 6-volt batteries if a guy was to do something with it. Ford seat again, that's pretty high class stuff there. It's actually the first like 900 or 930 case I've had with a PTO in it, so that's funny. It's one remote. That tire a little bit better, but still not very good, I would say. The steering extension thing here is very farmerized, and still don't know what to make of it, or don't know what they're trying to get out of that. But I mean, you can see how much further over it sits on the left hand side than the right. Grill's got a little ding in it. They did cut the nice access hole in here so you could fill up your power steering, which Kay should have done that from factory in my opinion, but whatever. But she's not a bad old girl. I rolled it off here next to the Case 900. This one just came in from Indiana. Actually, guy traded it for the 930 Comfort King Western Special. Not a bad appearing tractor on 20.8 34s. I think I have a buddy that wants this. It runs all right. Kind of acts like it has a miss, and it's kind of wet stacking too, it looks like. So I think it might just need worked hard. And then there's that other 930 that came from the Unhinged Rancher. But I don't know, we're gonna work on this one some. I need to roll it over here in line with the other two when I get a chance. But that'll be in the future, or a separate video when I start working on this. But that'll be pretty much all she wrote on this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate all the interactions from everybody. I'm on all the social medias as @TMontyIH. The website is territorialtrading.com. Lots of toys and inventory and or other items. And if you need to get a hold of me, my email is down in the description. If you're looking for something or whatever, get in touch. We can figure stuff out. I know where a lot of things are usually. But that'll be it. You guys have a good one. Go drag something out of the weeds and get it running.